Welcome to DEPHEMEREMBER Day 3. Thank you for joining us again today. This is a collaboration with the lovely Luise Heinzl, and this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Just a quick reminder, if you missed the first episode, please check it in the playlist below so that you can get all the details of this collaboration. And remember, you get to watch 2 videos every day, so make sure you check the playlist below with Luise's daily videos as well. We are working with our DEPHEMEREMBER prompt list, which you can also find linked below, and we hope you will follow along. And lastly, don't forget we both have goodies, freebies, and a giveaway mixed into our video. So it's definitely worth checking both videos daily because you never know when the next surprise will pop up, or if it has already popped up, and for how long it will actually be available. Before we get into the prompt, we need to check what is in our Haribo Advent calendar. Number 3 is here. And we have a package of children's pacifiers today. But more importantly, let's look at our prompt list. So number 3, woodland animal and seed package. That's an interesting combination. I would not put woodland animals on a seed package, but that's why I love this prompt, because it's not something I would have come up with by myself. And just a reminder, we did not pair the words together on purpose. We mixed them, and it was a complete coincidence how they came out. So all the more fun. I actually happen to have a vintage seed package here. I remember I received this in a happy mail quite a while ago from lovely Bea in France. Hi Bea, in case you're watching. I have been hoarding this. I did not want to put it in a journal yet because I love it so much. The very cool thing about this is that having this lets me see how it's constructed. And I was super happy to see that this is nothing different than a coin envelope, which maybe if you've seen the last podcast, which aired mid-November, maybe you've heard me say that my most favorite piece of ephemera to make are coin envelopes. So how cool that I can make some today. If you missed that podcast with lovely Joy DeFee and Gail Agostinelli, please go check that link down below. So I can keep hoarding this because I'm going to make my own. And I think I'm going to make several because I love making them. And to make them as a base, I'm going to use some book pages. I have a few different ones here. I do like that the book pages are not only different languages, but also, as you can see, different colors. So that should be fun. And my idea was to make 2 larger ones and maybe 3 small ones. And what I paid attention to picking out these book pages is that they are not too brittle. So a lot of times vintage book pages are very brittle, so as soon as you fold them they crack, and that's obviously not what we want. So I hope that these should be okay. Maybe not 100% sure about this one. So let's make a larger one first. So this is a beautiful dictionary page from a Happy Mail. I could either make a really tall, thin one. I don't want to do that. I think I want to make one that will work sideways. Yeah, I think that's a good size. And this is of course wider than I need it to be. Well, first of all, I think I need a straight edge up here because I have these indents. So I will just make a cut right here. And then I will see how wide I want to have this. Maybe like this to have it similar to this width. Doesn't really matter. Actually, it doesn't matter at all. And on this side, I actually just need a flap. So I can cut it here, leaving about a width of a finger. So now I have this, and when we look here, you see this is this flap here, and then we need a flap from the bottom. Usually I would actually put the flap inside to have that covered, but let's just because it would be a shame to cover this up, the lily. No, I think I'll do it the way I usually do it, because that would, yeah, I don't want to cover up this lily. And then we need to fold the bottom up. And then we need this flap. I'm actually going to do it the other way around. This one has the image so that it opens on the bottom, but I want mine this way up. So this is going to be our flap up here. So I'm going to fold this one down as well. And then we need to cut the excess from here and here. So we're going to open this up. And this one here has rounded corners, which is actually really cute. Even here on the flaps, you can see maybe it has rounded corners. I usually just cut straight because it's easier, and I think I will do that now. Now I forgot, where's the top? There's the top. So maybe the top flap I will do like that, but the bottom one I will just do like this because it's easier. So this flap is the inside part. We can cut this away completely like that, and this one here we can just cut away the corner like this, and we do the same thing here. And this one here I'm cutting straight for now. And then here on the other side where the crease is. I know it's hard for you to see where the creases are. This is the part which will be the back side of our pocket, and we need to cut this away. And I could either just cut a straight line and then I would make a half circle here, or I'm thinking of doing it like it's here. You can barely see it, but this here is a little bit slanted. Yeah, you maybe can't even see that. It's just the tiniest bit. So maybe I'll just try that for one, and if I don't like it, I'll do it differently on the second one. So this is the shape that we have now. And now I want to round those corners. So I folded these parts in so that I have better access to the corners. I'm going to line up these corners and not press down here. I don't want to fold there. And I'm just going to manually round these. Like that. And this way they are both the same. And now all we have to do is glue the flaps down. So we'll add some glue on this flap and on this flap. And then I like to make sure that the glue didn't seep out, you know, because it would close the inside. So I just want to make sure it is opened all the way. And here, I don't know if you can see there's my slant, which is actually fine. I actually like that. So there's our first little seed package. So I'm going to make a second one just like that, pretty much the same size with this book page. And another small tip is when your book pages are vintage, a lot of times it's better to tear them rather than put them in your paper trimmer, because a lot of times the paper trimmer tears these old papers. On this paper you can see a little better where I'm cutting. So I'm cutting two slanted corners here. This flap I'm cutting off completely. And then I'm cutting off the corner here and on top. Here I'm cutting straight. This is the top flap. And here I'm again going to cut this slant. I like that look. So again, we have the same shape. Now you can see it better. I'm actually going to glue these down first and then do the rounding of the upper flap. That seems to make more sense. Again, making sure that it's open. Lining up the corners and cutting them round. There, super quick and easy. So I have these two, and then I'll just make 3 smaller ones off camera. So I've made these 3 small ones, and I think they're really cute. I could have even made them smaller, but it's okay. On this one here, I made a mistake. I cut in too far, as you can see, but instead of just throwing this out, I'm going to fix this. So either you could just put a cute washi tape here to cover this, or I think what I'm gonna do is I still have these parts that I cut off. I can just glue one of these over that tear. It just adds to the vintage character if something is patched up. Now I just recut this round corner, and there we go. All fixed. So now let's look at the woodland animal aspect of this. I again am super lucky because I have this gorgeous book. This is of the same series from which the book was from the first episode. So again, I will show you the ISBN if that is something you want to search for online maybe. So this is the information you need. Copyright is 1987 from Prague. And it has mostly birds, but it also has a few other animals. Again, look at these absolutely gorgeous images. Amazing. And in the back here I saw we have some of these other woodland creatures, and I was hoping they would be small enough for the small coin envelopes, but now I'm thinking they might not be. How gorgeous are these? Yep, these are too big. So that's gonna be quite useless. These are all too big, and yet they are too small for these. So, I might have to come up with something different. Oh, how cute are these wild boar babies. Okay, this is not working. I do have some more images here. I think these are from a Happy Mail, and I have already used something from here, but I think this owl here would go well on one of these. Yeah, that seems to be a good size, so I can definitely use him. There's this beautiful snow owl. Could work on this bigger one. Let me see what else I can find. Something you can do if you don't have any woodland images is to go on the Biodiversity Heritage site. It is a free site. I will link it below. And what you can do there is you can type in the search field, for example, woodland animal illustrations. But then it is super important to also filter it by clicking on no known copyright. And that way you get the vintage illustrations that you won't get any issues with, even if you sell your journal. And you can choose some images. You could also, of course, narrow the search down. Instead of putting woodland animal, you can put stag or maybe rabbit or something like that to find what you're looking for. Another option might be Pixabay. You can try a search there. It's also a free website. I will also link that for you below. So I went through my supplies again. I thought I would check that before I start printing out new stuff. I would rather use something I already have. And I have these cutouts, which I've shown in quite a few of my videos previously. Oh, there's a mushroom, I might need that. And these come from this book that I've also shown. I will link one of these down below for you as well. They are available on Amazon. I got mine locally. So they are, as it says here, extraordinary things to cut out and collage, over 1,500 images. And let me just give you a peek. This is how much is still left after I have done so much fussy cutting. So there's some huge images as well, but there's a whole bunch of smaller ones as well. All kinds of different categories. Oh, maybe I should check if there's something here I could use. A small enough woodland animal. No, these are all too big. Beautiful leaves, trees, cacti, architecture, Egyptian things, cats, dogs, houseplants, vintage household appliances. So this is such a fun collaging book. There's a lot of fussy cutting, so if you don't like fussy cutting, then don't get this. You will go crazy. Yeah, and they even give you tips in the front on how to make collages. So really, really cool book. So I've searched through my bowl and the only 3 animals I found that would fit on these small seed packages are these here. So I think this one could count as a woodland animal. It's like a ferret or something like that, I think. So he would work. And then I found these 2, which actually are, I think, from somewhere else because the back doesn't look like it's from there. But anyway, they're 2 adorable birds. Can we just say that these are woodland to make my life easier? And I will just cut them apart. And then I will put them, I will put them here because they work perfectly. And I'm decorating this side of the coin envelope because I'm thinking, if I put something in the pockets, then I want this side to be visible. I'm not sure yet about this side. Maybe I will glue the envelope on, maybe not. I don't know yet. So, but this is definitely the side I want to have showing. So this is the one I will be decorating. And then I have some other fun elements from the book as well that I've already cut out. So these, as you can see, are some like road signs from the US. Super fun. And there's some floral images here as well. And I thought I could just play around. And I love the combination again. For example, especially the road signs, because it's so absurd to combine these, which makes it so cool. So I'm going to see what I can fit with what to work best. I would love to add the Motel 66 somewhere because I have stayed in so many Motel 6s over, I would say, at least a decade, if not more. So that would be super fun to have here. It's always fun when you have a personal connection to something, of course. And this is actually a fabulous color combination. I love this so much. So there's number 1. This one is, of course, very colorful. So maybe we put something a little less colorful. I could always cut some of this off. Beverly Hills. Yep, that's cute. And now I need something for here. He could use a bit of color, I think. Sky Ranch Motel. I'm not sure where that is. I like this one, even though he's covering up quite a bit of it. I think that one is fun. Do I want to add any of the flowers? Do we need more color? Oh my goodness, how cute is this? This is going to be my favorite one. I can already see that. Nope, that doesn't work. Ooh, what about the cogwheel? That might be fun. Yeah, that is fun as well. And this one I think I will just leave. So I've glued everything down and I've inked the envelopes up. So this is what they look like. I think they're really fun. I didn't add any other scraps to the back. I didn't find it necessary for this size. I think this is enough. So now we just need to do the two bigger ones. So I will start off by just cutting these two images out, and maybe this is too big. Let's see. So this one here has the perfect size. This one I think is too big because if I ever want to close the flap, I'm going to blindfold him. So I will keep him for another project. And I had a look again at my beautiful book. This is the one I showed in the first episode. It's the same series. I will again quickly show you this if you're looking for it, because a lot of times I get questions about these books. And I found this image, and I think this one here would have a good size for this envelope. So I'm going to cut this one out. And he's definitely a woodland creature because this is about birds in the woods. This is much better. Could be a little bigger, but it's okay. I'm gonna go with this. I would like to make some funky backgrounds for these, and I want to use a technique that Luise uses. I'm going to take an acrylic block, and this will only work with distress oxides. It won't work with the distress inks, unfortunately. If you don't have anything like this, I would add some color on the back, either with some watercolor or even acrylic paint or anything water soluble, maybe water soluble crayons, and then just have some nice colors in the background. But I'm going to try this technique from Luise. So I'm going to try first the rusty hinge. This is such a beautiful color. This is one of my newest ones. So I'll add some here on this very dirty acrylic block. And then I'm going to spray some water. And then I'm just going to smoosh this on here. Maybe I will do more layers. Okay, I dried that quickly with my heat gun. And then I'm going to take my salvaged patina. Making sure that there was nothing left from the rusty hinge, because otherwise I would have contaminated my ink block now. So let's smoosh that on top. Again, I will dry this. Obviously, this part that I'm doing right now will work with your inks. It's just the next part when we do the oxidation that won't work. But of course, this will work with your inks as well. And of course, you can do the same thing with watercolors. You can just put it on an acrylic block or any flat surface that you have and then smoosh it onto your paper. It will just look a little bit different than if you put it on your paper directly. And then why don't we add some peacock feather as well, because it's a stronger color. Wow, okay, this is very strong. That kind of overpowers everything now. Not sure that's what I wanted, but okay, you never know what you're gonna get. So I have some left over here. I might as well put that on the second one. I will dry that again. I think this looks super cool, but I also think I do want to see more of the rusty hinge. So let's add more of that. It is so fun to just smoosh these colors together. So you really never know what it's going to look like in the end. I'll just leave that, then we'll add some here. And again, dry that. So I've dried this one and I've added the same colors on this one. Of course, they look a little bit different because the book pages are different, but super cool. So obviously you can do this effect with watercolors as well. But now let's see if this is gonna work, what I actually wanted to do. So I wanted to spray some water on these now. So I'm trying to get a few drops that are a bit bigger. Yeah, it's not really working. I wanted to press really slowly. Maybe I can do it like this, because I really want bigger drops so that you see the effect. This is not what I wanted really, but we'll see. Maybe you can't see it. Okay, I will let that sit for a minute. Okay, it's been almost in a minute. And now I'm going to take a kitchen towel, and it's not really working, and take the water off. And it's supposed to, well, it is taking some off, actually. So maybe it also depends on the paper you have. So here you can kind of see the effect, but when Luise does it, it's much cooler. You see here? This one didn't really work. You see the spots here, but it didn't really lift off any of the paint, I have the feeling. Okay, so that wasn't great, but it had some effect. And then I thought maybe it would be fun to add some stamping as well. One stamp I want to use is this fun one from Crafty Individuals in the UK. It's stamp number CI116. This is their website. I will list that below in the description box as well for you. I always have to mention these come unmounted, so you have to buy the foam separately. They do have that in their store as well, and then you have to glue this on and cut it out. So yeah, it is a bit of an extra effort. Where do we put this one? Yeah, I'm gonna put this on here. Going to use my black archival ink. I'm not looking for a perfect stamp. I just want it to kind of be like in the background. I want it to look like a cracked wall, kind of giving it some more of that urban feeling to go with my ephemera piece from the first day. So that looks awesome. Love that. And then for the second one, I think I want to use one of these gorgeous leaves. This is from Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz. This is the pressed foliage. Here is the number. This one I received from Debbie from the US, who sent me this amazing happy mail. For this one, I want to check. So he's gonna go there. So what would make sense, if anything? I would love to have this leaf, actually. Let's see if that will work. For this one, I want it to show well and crisp, if possible. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. I'm thinking I want more crackle here, so I'm going to add some more. Add some on the flap too. There. I think that's better. So I've glued these on, and finally I want to add sentiments. So on this one, I'm going to add Create Art. And on this one, I'm going to add Choose to Shine. I'm guessing most of you have sentiments to use, but if you are in need of some, you can find these here linked below as well. They are from my shop. And I would say these are ready. Yes, we could add some splatters, but do I want to? Yes, I think I do. On these, yes. On the smaller ones, no. So I'm going to activate the same one that I had yesterday. So this is the final result. The watercolor is dry. I love these grungy backgrounds. Then, of course, we have our three little cuties here. Love these. And everything works together beautifully with the elements we've already made in the past 2 days. So we have our card with the mushrooms, and we have our huge playing card, which is going to go on a cover. So hopefully that gave you some more inspiration today for your own journals. I hope you've come up with a theme for your journal. That just makes it so much easier to figure out what you want to do. I'm finding this is helping me a lot. So go play and enjoy your supplies. Go check out the playlists below. Hopefully I will have received some videos by now from other artists as well for you to check. And certainly go check out Luise's to see what she did today. I hope it's up by the time you see this one. Just check the playlist. Thank you so much. I hope to see you back here tomorrow for more inspiration. Love you guys.